All right, we are live. Okay, intro. You're listening to the Grow Clinton podcast. Grow Clinton is a 501c6 nonprofit economic community development and tourism organization based in Clinton, Iowa. For more information, visit growclinton.com. Again, that's growclinton.com. Now, back to the show. What's happening, all you beautiful people out there in podcast land? Welcome back to another episode of the Grow Clinton podcast. That's right, this is episode 143 already. Jeez. Recorded on this day, the 1st of August, 2025. As always, I am your host, Andy Sokolovich, President and CEO of Grow Clinton, joined in the studio by Jenny Holm. Jenny, what's happening?
I can't believe it's August.
You cannot believe it is August?
Oh my gosh, this year's flying by.
It is flying by.
Lots of good stuff, though.
Lots of good stuff.
Yeah.
I got a little family vacation coming up.
I know.
I'll be out of office the 8th through the 15th. In case anybody cares, I won't be here, but I'm going to go meet my dear old mama.
Yeah.
My stepdad and my sister, her husband, and 2 kids. We're going to meet halfway between here and Pennsylvania in Ohio.
What a great idea.
Yeah, we rented a nice little lake house, so we're doing a little fishing excursion on Wednesday of that week.
Yeah.
So it's fun. I haven't seen my mom in over a year. I haven't seen my sister in probably over 4 years.
What?
Yeah, so she has 2 boys.
That's
the one I met
mm-hmm.
when he was just right around 6 months old. And the other one, Caden, I've never met.
Oh, wow.
And she's never had the opportunity to meet my daughter
Mm-hmm.
either. So it's well overdue, but I'm excited about it. Yeah, great trip. You know what also is great, Jenny?
Miles Communications.
That's right. High-speed fiber internet powers the Grow Clinton podcast. Void of it, we would not be able to bring you this show. Make sure you check them out. MilesTelephone.com. Again, MilesTelephone.com. All your high-speed internet needs, also offering television and telephone services. MilesTelephone.com. Great show today, Jenny.
I know, really near and dear to both of us.
Yep. So I have the privilege of sitting on the foundation board for the Skyline Foundation here in Clinton. Jenny, you sit on the governing board of the Skyline Center.
Yes.
And we are joined today by Natallie and Brandon from Skyline in the studio to talk about several things, one of which is a rapidly approaching fundraising event known as the Backyard Barbecue scheduled for August 8th. Brandon, Natallie, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
Yes, thank you.
You guys sound pumped and excited. It's Fist Bump Friday.
It is Fist Bump Friday, and I managed to get them all in before I got
You
here.
did it.
Yeah, I was running around like crazy this morning.
Wow.
What is Fist Bump Friday, man?
So years ago when I first started in the field, I would have individuals come up and want to give me a big hug, and we learned quickly about appropriate contact, and fist bump was one of them. So I don't know, just one Friday I went around and gave everybody one, and then the next Friday they were like, hey, where's our fist bump? And it just kind of evolved into a way to kind of interact with everybody throughout the agencies.
Yeah,
So
that's awesome. So, Brandon, what's your official title out there at Skyline?
I am the executive director. I'm lucky to say that. I've been there, this will be 3 years in September.
Wow, that 3 years went fast, too. Natallie, what do you do out there at Skyline?
I'm the home health director. I've been with Skyline 6 years and in this role for 3.
Very cool.
So cool.
Brandon, let's talk a little bit about what the Skyline Center is. If you don't know where the location is, we have 2. You have your administrative offices at the north end by the old Schick Army Hospital, and then you have your Skyline Industrial, which is your production facility, is located along Manufacturing Drive here in Clinton. But many people probably drive by all the time, but don't know what happens between those 4 walls.
Yeah, absolutely. So out at the industrial division on Manufacturing Drive, we provide employment services to individuals with disabilities through a lot of local partnerships with different businesses, Nestle, Car Freshener out of DeWitt, or just to name a couple. And then we also provide out of the admin building, we have a day hab facility up there where individuals will come in Monday through Friday. We try to integrate them out into the community as much as possible on various outings and volunteer opportunities. We also have home health, which Natallie will talk a little bit about. We have our intermittent services where we're actually, maybe an individual's higher functioning and doesn't need that constant support, but they need help to an appointment, whether a doctor appointment or getting groceries. So just a little bit of everything happening.
What amazes me about that is that, so I don't know, 20 some years ago, I was asked to be on the Skyline board. And I was like, okay.
20 some years ago?
Yeah.
You've been doing it for that long?
Well, on and off.
Oh, okay.
So,
I didn't know that.
because you have to, So, I thought, okay, well, I'll go check it out. And I thought, I knew a little bit about it. And they said, we got to go out to the production facility. And I went out there. I'm like, oh, I wonder what's in this metal building, and it seemed so quiet. And I went in and it was just like hustle and bustle in there, like I always say a beehive, because it was. And I had no idea all the things that went on there. And now it's grown so much that you're doing ice rinks.
Yeah.
And talk about your Brownells line.
Yeah, so the one line that we have complete control of that's proprietary to Skyline Center is our patch line. So we do cotton patches. We press them out into circles, squares, whatever the customer prefers. We do a lot of private label, and Brownell's one of those where we do all the patch assembly into packages, but then we put a Brownell label on it to ship out to their gun customers to.
Yeah, very
to
cool.
clean.
Have you ever visited their facility?
I have not. I've been by it 1,000
man,
times.
you got to go see
Really?
it. It's awesome.
Is that out by Des Moines?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
it's,
cool. Yeah.
It's Grinnell.
Yeah.
Grinnell.
I've
On the way
driven
to
by
Des
it.
Moines,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a very impressive
It
facility.
is.
And I tell you what, their ownership and their leadership, top notch. You would
Really?
love it. Yeah. Go out there and visit. I had the chance to on several occasions, and I look forward to it every time I'm asked back. But very cool.
We'll have to see if we can't get some, and maybe some of the individuals that actually work on the contracts. Would be nice to get them.
Oh,
to work.
yeah.
Oh yeah, they'd love it. It's
Yeah.
a massive facility. It is awesome though. They have a great conference area upstairs. They have a little retail shop. Very cool. Worth
Yeah.
stopping by.
Yeah.
So Natalie, tell me about your role and what you do.
Okay, so I'm the home health director, and we provide home care services to patients in their home. A variety of services from skilled nursing to bath aid, occupational therapy, physical therapy, and then if you qualify under like a waiver, we offer homemaker, which is like light housekeeping, grocery shopping, running errands, things like that, just to kind of help with elderly patients in their home.
You guys do phenomenal work. And I
So
think,
much.
I've been involved with Skyline in some form or another since probably 2015 when I first stepped foot into the production facility. By far, top 5 favorite places to visit in this community. I love it. I love interacting with all the individuals that you serve. You do work that is so important to our community because I will jump on my soapbox, and Brandon's heard this speech before,
Yep.
but I feel as incumbent upon every community, leadership and just general constituents and people that live in the community to care for individuals regardless of their socioeconomic status, their financial economic status, or their physical status.
For sure.
And it's very important that we continue to do that. And that's truly what makes a community beautiful. It what makes a community thrive. And Skyline is really filling that mission.
And what
So
I like
kudos
about
to you guys.
I love a million things about Skyline, but the passion of the people who work there just genuinely care, and they really do want to make a difference in people's lives. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely. One of the things that I'm not on the front lines with the DSPs or the home health aides and nurses, but you see some of our staff come in after an extremely difficult day with maybe dealing with behaviors and things like that, and to come back the next day after a really terrible day like that, because they know that that's just going to be short-lived, and they have the passion, they want to be there for those individuals, so the next day they come back in with a smile on their face and they do it all over again. So
Wow. It's a
Amazing
gift.
stuff. It is. So how is your corporation set up? Are you guys a nonprofit? How does that work? And then 2, let's talk about the fundraising efforts and how you generate cash to support your efforts.
Yeah, so we are a nonprofit 501c3. Most of our services kind of fund the agency for the most part. Home health, SEI are kind of our bigger divisions that are more profitable and
Now,
kind of help.
SCI is the Skyline
Industrial
industrial side of things. Okay.
And so those services really kind of help support some of our services that the state rates aren't quite enough to cover our costs. And then from a fundraising standpoint, we have our Skyline Foundation. So you're on that board of directors, and it's really a separate entity of Skyline, and they're kind of the stewards of the money we raise through our foundation or through our fundraising opportunities.
Yeah, so we have the Backyard Barbecue coming up on the 8th already, which is next Friday. This is your 3rd year doing this?
4th year.
4th year. So traditionally in the past, we've had it over at the Industrial Center along Manufacturing Drive. But unless your head's been in the sand, you realize Manufacturing Drive is tore up from the floor up, right? They're doing all sorts of construction out there, so it is very hard to access that facility. So you are moving it to your North End location. What's the address? Do you remember?
Yeah, it's 2600 North 4th Street.
2600 North of 4th Street, again, by the old Schick Army Hospital.
Plenty of room out there.
What can
too.
we expect at the Backyard Barbecue? Do you have to register? Who should attend? And what type of activities are going to be available?
First of all, you should attend if you enjoy having fun. That's kind of...
Yeah, fun's a priority.
Yes,
You got to
yeah,
be there, yeah.
absolutely. And if you like supporting a great cause while having fun, you should definitely be there. So we have 3 on the Tree. I know you're familiar with Pat Jones and his group.
Yep.
We'll be playing.
We have standing on a base. I know that.
Yep. And I probably have 30 pictures on my phone of him standing on a base from different, and each one's at a different event. But then we have the Rusty Wagon there slinging some adult beverages so people can enjoy that. We also have obstacle courses, inflatable bouncy houses for the kids. We're going to have our silent auction. We have Charlotte Locker donating burgers, the Lumber Kings hot dogs, Hy-Vee chips. So we'll have meals, and it's and with it being up at the North End location, we're also going to have our day hab facility open, so people can go in there and kind of see some of the things that we use those foundation funds for. Also, a little air conditioned spot in case somebody needs to cool off a little bit. So.
I think we'll be good. I looked at the forecast. It'll be nice.
Dunk tank.
Yeah, you're going to have a dunk tank, too.
So we have the Battle of the Chris's. Obviously, we have the return of Chris Klon, who was last year's highest donation earner. He's going up against Chris McDaniel. And then we have the the Rumble, the Realtors, with Abby Payson going up against Kathy Sewell.
Yes.
So,
Very cool.
Yes.
So I did it one year, but you never invited me back. And I guess I peed in the dunk tank one time, and you're never invited back.
That's a little
Isn't
hardcore.
that messed up?
Come
It was
on,
so- it
man.
was
Like just one time.
Charity. He's doing it for charity.
And it was right before Chris Streets got in, so it was intentional.
that was the first and last year we put that dye in the dunk tank that you can tell if somebody.
Oh, man. It's amazing how that movie, what was it, Grown Ups?
Yes.
It has everybody freaked out now whenever they go to a pool.
Yeah.
It's changed everything.
No, and we'll definitely get you back. I just
I'm just
know.
joking.
No, we'd love to have you back because it's interesting getting different people in there and just seeing their network of people that come to that either don't like them and want to get them wet or really like them and want to support the cause and throw some-
No, I know in the past you had Board of Supervisor Jim Irwin, you've had Scott Madison, Mayor of City of Clinton,
Dancer.
Bill Greenwald,
Yep.
Sheriff, Clinton County, so very diverse group of folks,
Yeah.
and everybody enjoys seeing those figureheads get dunked in a pool of water.
Brandon's been up there, but I don't think anybody had the heart to do it
So-
because he's so loved.
No, I do it from 5 to 5:30 every year so that our individuals and some of our staff that I've upset throughout the year can kind of get some
Natalie.
revenge. So,
Gives us our chance to get back at him.
Yeah.
but I will say, of all the years of doing this, Streets is the only one that's broken toes in
Yeah.
the event. So-
Both toes.
Yes.
Both big toes.
He did. He told me. He said, "I think I broke my
does
toes."
that?
I said, "Oh, suck it up and get up there." And
No, they
then
were
he
like
really
purple.
did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
they
felt
were
bad.
bad news bears.
Yeah,
but
they
if
were
it's going to
really
happen to somebody, it's going to happen to Streets,
Yes.
guaranteed.
Yeah.
So, Natalie, tell me what you're excited about for the upcoming event. But also, I want to know, since you've been there for 6 years providing some of the home health care, what have you seen change over the years in your career?
So first and foremost, just the event in general. It's a really cool event that I'm allowed to bring my kids to. I have 2 young kids, and we just have so much for everyone of all ages to do.
You're going to have the sheriff's
So-
department there with the little train thing again. Yeah, it's attached
Yeah,
to the
nice.
four-wheeler.
they absolutely love that.
fun.
I mean, who doesn't love hot dogs and hamburgers? I'm not
Mm-hmm.
bringing them to an event where the food, is something they're not going to eat too. So that's nice. I've been at Skyline for 6 years. Honestly, I feel like the rapport of the institution itself has changed a lot over the last couple of years. Huge thanks to Brandon for that. Our previous executive director, I didn't even really know him. So I was obviously in a different role, but I think that just goes to show everyone knows Brandon. Everyone in the community knows Brandon, so that's huge. Even myself, like getting out as the home health director, a lot of people know me now. I'm involved in a lot of different things thanks to Brandon's, kind of pushed me to be on a couple boards outside of Skyline. we're all just getting involved in a
Yeah.
really cool, unique way.
Isn't it
which is really
amazing
cool,
how
so.
a change in leadership can
Oh, yeah.
shift a culture so dynamically?
It's
I mean,
true.
it changes everything. Turnover, put smiles on people's faces. What I love about Brandon, this isn't the Brandon show, so don't get all
I'm starting
crazy
to feel
here.
uncomfortable here. Like,
But what I love about
own
you
it.
is you take your mission very seriously,
right.
but you don't take yourself too seriously.
Yeah.
You know, and that means basically you like to have fun. You see your mission as a challenge, but also as a blessing, and the people that you surround yourself with can see that, and they copy your motivation and your spirit, and that's evident. I mean, I can say, obviously, you've been involved, Jenny, for a long time. I've been involved for several years, but the shift is noticeable, and the community impact is even more aggressive, and I appreciate everything you guys do.
And that's why Brandon won Manager of the Year.
Manager of the Year, yeah.
Grow
Still
Clinton
very
Manager of the
humbled by
Year.
that.
We
I
didn't
wa-
tell him he was the only nomination, but
No,
I'm
Andy!
just kidding.
So-
that was actually a really tough one
that
this
was
year.
I had a long
We
list.
had to sit down
a
and spend
tough
a lot
one.
of time and make some hard decisions.
Right.
So.
So I appreciate all those great comments, and I will tell you the one thing I think that you and I, Andy, probably have in common, and we had this conversation a couple weeks ago. You were talking about how you were a mama's boy growing up.
Oh, yeah.
I was a mama's boy growing up, and I still remember at the annual meeting when I was lucky enough to win that award that you FaceTimed your mom, and you know that's just amazing because,
Yeah.
and I think those ladies helped shape us into the
Yeah.
people we are today.
Oh, absolutely.
So,
I'm still a mama's boy.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Not seeing my mom for 18 months breaks my
I
heart, so I'm
know.
very excited to see her. But yeah, people kept asking me because during the annual meeting, we had 175, 200 people sitting there in the audience, and I did FaceTime my mother, and at
Yeah.
first did not show her what I was doing as I was standing behind the lectern, and then turned around and showed her to the audience. And I'd like to say that's the first time I've done that, but it's not. The one time she actually called when I was emceeing a trivia night for the Them Benevolent Society, and she called, and it was connected to my iPad. And so the music stopped that I was playing, and my iPad rang, and I picked it up, and I said, "Hey, Mom." And she says, "What are you doing?" And I turned around, and I showed her, and she went, "Ah!" and just hung up on me right away. But this time she was a good sport.
I have
Yeah.
a mama's boy son, and
Yeah.
it just on this side of it being the mom, it means everything.
Yep.
It
Yeah.
really
I can
does.
agree.
You do too, yeah.
Yeah, I picked on my mom growing up.
What?
I used to stalk her around the house with my Nerf bow and arrow. So she'd be standing there
Sounds
like
familiar.
doing dishes, and I'd just be sitting there. And she'd be like, "Andrew!" She's the only one that calls me Andrew, by the way. Nobody else does.
No.
Very good. Yeah, I appreciate that about you guys. Very caring organization, amazing culture, and it's evident that you have a very supportive staff. So keep up the great work. What else do you want us to know, Brandon or Natalie, about the Skyline Center, about the foundation, about the upcoming event? You know, we don't, as a community, we want to continue to support you financially and philanthropically. We don't wait for the event to do that. There's opportunities that you can just send in a donation, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. You can send a donation to the 2600 North 4th Street location. Put Skyline Foundation on there, and we'll certainly make sure that it gets directed to the individuals that we serve. We do have the silent auction. I think the website is going up. Do you know? Is that today?
Pretty sure it's going live today.
Yeah.
It's an awesome silent auction. by
Yeah,
the
it
way.
is.
It's my
There
favorite,
were
I
some
think.
For
really
sure.
great items. And
Yeah.
a large amount. So.
And again, it's part of living in a community that, you know, these businesses, and I tell businesses all the time when I'm trying to work through the pitch for our barbecue is I know people are digging in your pockets all the time. And so whatever you can do, you know, even just putting our flyer up in your location is going to help us.
Right.
It's going to, and you're going to understand what we do. You're going to advocate for us. And just getting people through the event is huge, even if you can't support it
Yeah.
with a silent auction item or a donation or sponsorship. So, and this community steps up huge every time.
Yeah.
I'm so happy to, I came from a smaller community working there. Clinton, I thought maybe would be disconnected because it is such a large community compared to the rural community. But this is way better than the rural community. that I
Well,
worked in.
it was Skyline Center was the grassroots organization when it started
Yeah.
because it started with families
Yep.
who needed the services, and then when it's got to the point now where we have an individual as an ambassador
Yeah.
for Grow Clinton, and she loves it. We love her, and that's what it's all about.
Yeah. And we're servicing so many areas now. We're in DeWitt,
Yeah.
Macokota, all that kind of roundabout area, Preston, Sebula.
Wow.
So, I mean, we've really grown.
do so much.
Yeah.
Families need it. You know,
That's true.
when you have an individual in your family that requires a little additional care, sometimes it's a lot of pressure on the immediate family.
It alleviates a lot of stress.
Parents, and it's a lot of stress.
Right.
And sometimes those individuals, well, I don't want to say sometimes, often those individuals need a chance to just step away, decompress, and it has nothing to do with their love for their sibling or their child. It just, as human beings, we have to just walk away sometimes and
Right.
recenter ourselves and then get back in order to be an effective person and a supporter.
We had a family member who she lived at home for 30 years, and her mother passed away, and she had not left the house, and wasn't a talker, and so they went when the mother passed away, they wanted to get her involved in Skyline Center and get her into dayhab, and she just didn't want to do it. So we were singing that Amy Winehouse, only rehab, only we were singing dayhab to her. And no, and she got there and she just loved it, and she started talking. She made a bunch of friends, and it turned her life around. So the work is important, so important. And so if you ever, anybody out there ever has an inkling to give, Skyline would be a great place to do it.
Yeah, and we make sure that 100% of it, it's not going to pay the lights, it's not at Skyline or any other store, it's going right to the foundation to purchase items to help our individuals. So that's key. And Andy was just talking about that break. We also, and I often don't talk about this, we offer respite services. So if you're a parent or parents of a son or a daughter that's got a significant intellectual or developmental disability, we provide a service where we'll come in on the weekend for an hour and a half, 2 hours to kind of give you some time to separate and maybe relax a little bit. So, it's...
You do so much.
You do a lot, and it's evident because you just hosted your annual meeting here with the Skyline Board and the Skyline Foundation Board, and you went through department, and every one of your department heads offered an update regarding this past fiscal year, and it's just amazing how much you're able to accomplish with a relatively small team. Yeah.
And the transparency is really important too. I mean, it's a great organization. I can't say it enough.
Well, thank you. You want to give a push for home health real quick?
Do it.
Yeah, I can. We're always looking for new patients. Whether you just need us to come in and, manage some chronic conditions, pack your medications, need some assistance bathing just to stay safe, have somebody there in case you fall or prevent you from falling. So we have a really great team of nurses and home health aides. And, we just had our mock survey with our provider this week, and she asked me some questions, and I rattled some stuff off, and she's like, how do you know so much about your patients? And that's just the type of organization we are. We know weird stuff about them, and at this point they're family. So
love to hear that.
That's awesome. So again, Backyard Barbecue, August 8th. What time does it start?
It's 5 to 9.
5 to 9, located up at the north end by Schick Army Hospital. You can't miss it. It's going to be a great time. Again, you're going to have 3 on the tree, so a little live music, some burgers, some dogs, some brews with, I love Lindsay's Rusty Wagon. What a genius idea. It's like a mobile little bar. Yeah. And last night we had Music on the Avenue with the band Danger Zone, who does a phenomenal job, and they drew a crowd of about 1,500 people.
Wow.
But Lindsay brings her wagon out there, and they have drinks to serve right out the side, and there's a seating area in the back, so it's a very, very cool business endeavor.
Will she do that at my house?
You can rent it out. You can rent it out. Actually,
come to my house.
A good friend of ours.
Moving weekend.
Yeah, a good friend of ours actually booked it at Music on the Avenue, specifically for his granddaughter's 21st birthday. So
Awesome.
they secured the entire back seating location, and they were served just behind where you sit. They have a window in the trailer where they can serve you right out of that. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
Awesome.
Brilliant.
Lots of cool stuff going on in Clinton. Well, I want to thank you, Brandon. I want to thank you, Natalie, for all that you do for our community. Keep up the great work. Stay awesome, and never hesitate to reach out to us if there's anything that we can do to help.
We appreciate the support for sure.
Speaking of surveys, we have one going on for Grow Clinton.
Yes.
If you want to go to growclinton.com/survey, and that's growclinton.com/survey. We just have a variety of questions that help us fine tune our mission, our scope of work, and ultimately our strategic plan moving forward. Again, growclinton.com/survey. Jenny, you got a busy rest of your week?
It's Friday.
Oh my gosh,
For
it's
one thing.
Friday.
But yes, the rest of the day, yes. I visit people, but then I have to take a little time to schedule those visits. And so that's what I'm doing today and yesterday. And I love doing it because I interact with them as I'm trying to schedule it.
Yeah.
And it's just fun to hear what they're up to and to talk to everybody.
Yeah, I've been a jack of all trades the last couple of weeks,
you
so I'm going to be putting in some manual construction labor next door.
You know, I got to say,
We're sliding into that.
you're getting, and it's partly me, my fault, but you're getting run ragged.
No, it's good. I take on a lot.
You really
But,
do.
719 South 2nd Street, if you're not familiar with our location, where our official office is 721 South 2nd Street, the first floor condominium of the Armstrong building right underneath the South Bridge. There's two sides to the first floor. There's 719 and 721. 719 historically has been rented out to somebody for the past 5, 6, 7 years. However, that individual has moved outside of the building, so we are going to absorb that side and turn it into the Visit Clinton Tourism Center. So we're actually going to have a defined location where you can walk in. We'll have a whole bunch of Clinton swag, T-shirts, sweatshirts, all the tchotchkes you can think of. We'll have a nice little place where you can go and research tourism type assets in our community, like the showboat, and you go to Blank Park, and the list goes on. And then we'll have our tourism director over there, our director of marketing and event planning over there. We'll also have representation from the Clinton County Development Association and the Downtown Clinton Alliance over there. So it's great use of the space, but it requires a little TLC. So last weekend I installed a new sink and then redid all the piping. Prior to that, I fixed the toilets and did all that stuff. So we're getting there little by little, but it's going to be an amazing space when it's done.
Is.
So
It was a great idea, Andy. It really was.
They're picking out some paint schemes for next door, so it's going to be awesome.
Cool.
All right, I want to.
What happened?
I thought it was a yawn and a cough at the same time. I don't know what just happened there. I want to thank Miles Communications for their continued sponsorship of the Grow Clinton podcast. Again, show them some love. MilesTelephone.com, wicked fast, high-speed fiber internet. Again, if they're not in your neck of the woods, they are on their way. Until I see you guys next time, stay classy, folks.
Thank you for listening to the Grow Clinton podcast. Be sure to subscribe and follow us on all your socials. Until next time, see ya.